What's up, dudes? I'm the Dominicator, and in this video I'm going to hypnotize you to relax and to worry less. Alright, dudes, so when you're ready for that, then just mute any distractions and continue when you're ready to get hypnotized. And by the way, if you have an account that you can log into to leave a comment at the end, then go ahead and log into your account. Alright, dudes, so to begin, then just look at the pocket watch in front of you as you just listen to the sound of my voice. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, and the more that you do, the more that you can feel a warm and a masculine dominant tone and texture that just drips and drops down on top of the surface of your mind. And that just feels so good. A wonderful feeling that drips and drops down on the surface of your mind just from the sound of my voice. It has a kind of pleasantness, a kind of relaxing quality about it that just goes right into you. And the more that you look at that pocket watch, as it goes back and forth and has a kind of swaying feeling effect, just as if it's sweeping out the anxiety and stress and tension inside of you. It's just as if with each and every swing that it's sweeping out stress and anxiety and tension, and the cares and worries and stresses inside of your mind. Worries of the day, worries about things in the news, anything and everything that you have control over, and things that you don't have control over. Any and all the worries and cares and stresses and tensions. As right now, in this moment, all you have to do is just to relax as you take a nice and even and deep breaths in, just feeling those stresses and tensions just being expelled from you with each and every single breath that you take. As you breathe in, you can feel a wonderful feeling of the cool and the clean air coming in to you, and as you breathe out, you can feel a feeling of the toxins and the poisons that you have taken in throughout the day, unpleasant experiences. And as you breathe them out, the more that you do, then the better that you feel. The more that you relax, the better that you feel. And the more that you relax, the deeper that you go into an even more relaxed state in which you'll feel even better. And even more of the relief from that. And it just feels so good, so easy. With each and every passing moment, with each and every passing second, just to slip even more into that even deeper and even more relaxed state. As you feel the heaviness that builds up inside of your mind, the heaviness that builds up inside of your eyelids, and even more with each and every word that I say in each and every single swing of that pocket watch. And the more that it builds up, the more that heaviness, the more that tiredness builds up, and the better that it would be just to drop down, to sink down, just to snap down into an even deeper, more relaxed and a passive state of sleep. Now that would just feel so good. That would just feel so good that whenever I do click my fingers together and I say that word sleep, then it will just fall upon you. A wonderful, relaxing, and alleviating feeling of sleep that just takes away all the cares and worries, stresses, and tensions inside of your mind. Then as it happens, as you fall into that sleep, it will feel just so satisfying, nice, and wonderful, and comfortable just to drift even more deeply into that wonderful sound. The sound of my voice. And the more that you do, the better that you feel. And the more that you feel a wonderful sleep-like quality just settling all over you. And the more it does, the more you feel the pleasantness with it. That just makes it so easy just to be swept away by it. Down and sleep. As you just go down and drop down, drift down, fall down, allowing the eyes to close, allowing the mind just to shut down as you don't have to think about anything at all. You don't have to think about anything at all as you just take in, as you just sink into, and as you just soak in the sound of my voice. A wonderful sound of my voice, and that just gives you and fills you with even more of the feelings of relaxation, a feeling of relief, and a feeling of comfort. That wonderful warm and masculine dominant tone and texture of my voice then just wraps around your mind and wraps around your body just like a blanket. Has such a comforting and a relaxing and a relieving effect that it just becomes so easy just to sink into, so easy just to fall into. The more that you do, the more that you can feel the presence of a coach, of a mentor, of a master, and the more that you do, the better and better that it feels just to not have to think about anything at all. All you have to do is just to follow the suggestions I give you. The more that you do, the better that you'll feel. And the more that you simply worry and worry less. You don't have to worry at all about the things that are not under your control at all. There might be some things that you see or that you hear, that you read on the news. But the more that you think about it, the more that you'll find that there are some things that, no matter what it is that you do, the outcome remains the same. And because of that, there's no need to worry about it at all, as there's nothing that the worrying does. And as you simply take in those words, and as you take them in, and as they move about inside of your mind, trickling, dropping, and dripping down into you, then they have a profoundly relaxing effect inside of you. The more that you just allow the wonderful flow of that idea to stretch all inside of you, and the more that you'll relax. And as you relax, and not worry about those things outside of your control, and the more that you do, the more that you find that you have a feeling of control of the things that are within your control. And then the more that you do, the less that you have to worry about that as well. As you find that as you just listen, the sound of my voice, feeling that wonderful feeling of relaxation spread and stretch all inside of you, well, the more that it does, the more that you'll also feel a feeling of energy, a feeling of confidence that builds up, that wells up inside of you, a drip and a drop into a pool of confidence in you with each and every word. That gives you a confidence to deal with the things that are inside of your control. And thus you needn't worry about those at all either. And the more that you think of it, the less and less that you have to worry about it at all. And the less that you worry, the better that you'll feel, and the more easily that you'll be able to tackle those things that you can control. There's something that just feels so good about that, and about following those suggestions. The more that you follow them, the better that you feel. And there's something that just feels so good, and even better about obeying the commands to do that. There's something that just feels so much better about taking in commands to follow and to obey. Well, the more that you think about it, the better and better that it would feel. The wonderful rush of pleasantness that you feel from just following and obeying commands from a coach, a mentor, a master. The more that you think of it, the more you feel such a wonderfully satisfying feeling, a feeling of submissiveness even. There's something that registers deep inside of your mind that just wants to do exactly that. The more that you do it, the better that you feel. The better that you feel, the more you feel. Even more than the wonderfully happy, submissively relaxed feeling, as you find that with each and every time that you do feel that wonderfully mind-melting, pleasant relaxation in your life, that you're following, that you're obeying your master. That just feels so good. That just feels so good. Those words, obeying your master, and that just feels so good. It becomes exactly what you want to do. Exactly what you want to do, just to relax your mind in those moments so much that you feel the wonderful and mind-melting embrace and influence of the sound of my voice and of my presence, and that command just to relax, and that you don't have to, you don't need to, you don't want to think about anything at all that is outside of your control. The more that you think of it, the more that you find that it just makes so much more sense not to think about it at all. It just makes so much more sense not to think about it at all. And just to relax your mind and relax your body instead. Well, the more that you do that, the more that you follow and that you obey that awesome, wonderful, warm, masculine, dominant figure that is your master. The more that you do that, then the better and better that you feel. The more that you feel the wonderfully happy and satisfying, submissive feeling. A wonderfully happy and satisfying and purposeful feeling for just following and just obeying your master. The more that you do, the better and better that you feel. The easier and easier then it becomes just to not to have to think about any of those things at all. And the easier then it becomes just to not think about any of those things at all. In fact, you'll find that there are certain things, certain triggers for anxieties and cares and worries, and it just becomes so easy just to cut those things out. So much easier just to cut those things out and to do something so much better, so much more pleasant instead. And so much more useful instead. And the more that you do, find yourself moving away from those things, those triggers of unnecessary things outside of your control, the better that you feel. The better that you feel, the more that you feel that a wonderful wash of pleasantness all throughout your mind, all throughout your body. It just feels so good just to allow your mind to melt in the face of those things that you can't control. And the more that it melts, the more that you feel such a wonderful pleasantness, then it just causes the mind, it just causes the brain just to do exactly that. Just to be trained to do exactly that. It all just feels so wonderful. And the feedback loop of the wonderfully relaxing and mind-melting feeling causing the pleasantness and the wonderful feeling of a submission to your master. Now, all of that is something, feelings and thoughts that you'll carry back up with you into the waking world. But whenever you do come back up into the waking world, then you'll be in a nice and wonderfully half awake and half asleep state, a state of mindlessness in which you will leave a comment for me. You'll leave a comment for me, the one that says, "Yes, master, I will relax and stop thinking, master." You'll leave a comment for me that says, "Yes, master, I will relax and stop thinking, master." And as you leave that comment, then that will become the complete and total and absolute truth. You will relax and you will stop thinking. And as you relax and as you stop thinking about it, it becomes even easier and easier to leave the comment. And the more that you feel the urge to drive, a desire to, and the more that you act on it, then the more that becomes the truth for you. And as it becomes the truth for you, you'll find that it becomes just so much easier just to relax and stop thinking. To relax and to stop thinking about the things that you can't control, and to relax and act instead on the things that you can. That is something that just feels so good. It's so wonderful about just following and obeying your master, that it just becomes so easy for you to leave that comment that says, "Yes, master, I will relax and stop thinking, master." Now then, in a moment, I'm going to count you up from 1 to 3. And as you come up from 1 to 3, then you'll carry back with you into the waking world that feeling, that attitude of just being able to let go and just being able to relax and just to stop thinking so much. And now then, beginning with 1, as you feel the lifting, rising, floating, a buoyant feeling that takes you back up, and now 2, coming up even more and further and faster, just feeling so great and wonderfully relaxed. And now 3, eyes open and wide awake, my dudes. Alright, check out Dominicator.com to schedule a session with me to get hypnotized, and then check out my digital downloads. So, check you later, dudes.